All right, so the gym has not only been responsible for a lot of my quote unquote success and wealth and whatnot, but in a few cases, it's genuinely probably saved my life. So I know this is a definitely a different video for me, but one that I think could really resonate with you, being it's the start of the year, you've got goals to hit, whether that be physical or not. I really do think overall health is super, super important. I think hopefully we can all admit that, even if it's just general maintenance. So I wanted to talk about that today. I've been kind of having this story video in my back pocket for a while, and I've been really wanting to just find the right time to talk about it. And hopefully now that is, and my story on just how it's not only been a huge part of everything in my life, but just I think will continue to be. So it's really cool. I want to start with what even got me into working out in the first place before going into how it's affected me in my mid to late 20s, even now. And yes, the photos that you saw in the thumbnail are me. That's confirmed. Maybe I'll actually even throw the ones in the thumbnail up. But before that, I want to share a photo from 2015. I had to do some digging for this damn thing. I was 16 or 17, I believe. And that was me a couple years into working out. We'll talk more about the story in a second, but that's a couple years of me into working out. And then the 2021 was just absolutely brutal to look at. I cringed so hard looking at that damn photo. I had stopped working out consistently after high school. I'm stupidly pale. I'm extremely frail and weak. Lost all my muscle, obviously. And my startup, to top it all off, my startup at that time had just failed. So at this point, mentally, I was not in a good place. At work, through the startup that you guys, if you've been a follower of the channel, you know exactly what I'm talking about. The company that I was working at, I was still working there, but I was trying to launch stuff on the sides because I knew this is end of 2021, right before the company shut down that I worked at, that I was, having the opportunity to take over, and then, took the freelance clients there. So it all, worked out even within a 60-day period from that point. But I didn't know this at the time. So those last few months of 2021 were mentally very, very difficult for me. And then this photo here is, the one that on the right, the one that says, this year is very recent. This is just a couple days ago. And this, the photos, the two photos there, it's crazy. And it's just so interesting to look at, not really even being focused on the physical difference, but the mental and mindset difference between this photo and the 2021 photo is absolutely night and day. It kind of freaks me out being that the how different they are and just how different my headspace was. I feel like now, today, every day is a new peak for me. I have crazy energy, way more confidence. I could go on forever and ever about this stuff, but I just, anyways, I just wanted to give some context. Let's actually dive into the video. So working out for me started in the summer going into grade 8, I believe it was, going into grade 8. So I'm roughly 12, 13 years old. I had stumbled upon a YouTube video from a guy called Six Pack Shortcuts. And the title was something along the lines of home workout to build muscle and burn 700 calories. So his copywriting right off the rip was like, oh my God, it got me hooked, even as a kid. So it totally caught me off guard. And I'm like, the hell with this. I was a bit of a chunky kid, and I knew that, and always felt a little bit of out of place with gym class. And of course, the typical stereotypes of oh, the kid who doesn't play sports, he plays video games literally all the time. He's failing at school miserably. Even though I knew these things were 100% my fault, I knew I wanted to change my physical fitness at the bare minimum. And I was getting to that age where, puberty's hitting, and I was my hormones and stuff were kind of acting up. And I felt like there was just a spurt of motivation. I can't really explain it. So I was like, screw it. Let's just do it. Let's just go. I tried it once, and within days, I was exhausted, but within days, I was hooked. Every night, right before dinner, was my time to do this workout. And then I started using the dumbbells that my dad just had lying around for basic stuff, curls, presses, rows, anything that I could get my hands on that was as close to a body weight movement, but with a couple dumbbells that I could, I was doing them. And then I walked into that new school year, with so much more confidence, which actually brings me to point number 1. In my opinion, the confidence to do anything. Working out just gives you that. And it's not even the physical aspect. It's just the mojo that this gives you, the energy to just go after any situation with ease, even if you are physically struggling, but mentally is where you feel good. The feeling, it's hard to explain to someone who hasn't felt it before. It's just unmatched. I want everyone to feel this way. It worked wonders in high school and obviously my younger years, but it's really working now with business. And you can kind of tell like the way that I'm going with this video is I want to talk about the business parallels or just, success and money with fitness and how it correlates, right? I'm able to stand my ground way more than what I was before before I was working out. So I mean like customer calls, just with my team, with just everything. And even if that's subconscious, I still think fitness has a huge role in general confidence, right? I'm able to be mentally way sharper, so I can think extremely quick on my feet. I can perform very, very well under pressure. I can speak well. Like these are all things that are almost parallel to just working out. Like there's a common denominator here, right? You want to feel good, and feeling good mentally means vice versa. You feel good physically and whatnot. So I don't know. I think just general confidence is huge. And I think that's been like a huge number one thing that I've been focused on. So number two, being forced to think long term, right? This stuff, anything really that is meaningful in life does not happen overnight. Sure, there may be some crazier crypto swings. Sure, you may go crazy viral on a video here and there, but it's like anything that is consistently good, right? It just doesn't happen right away. Building muscle is literally physically tearing you apart, right? You are ripping muscle. And in that moment, you're actually technically taking a step back. You are literally, when you get out of that gym, you're actually technically smaller, quote unquote, before of what you came in there. If your goal is obviously to build muscle. But then when you go rest and you eat properly and you refeed your muscles, you actually go a couple steps ahead, right? And that's this basic concept of think of investing. It's like, oh crap, like I'm putting $1,000 into the S&P. It's like $1,000. That could even technically go down, but over enough time period, you consistently rise. You consistently go up. It is the exact same at gym and the business, right? There's such an easy correlation to happen there that you have to think long term. There's no ifs, ands, or buts about it. This stuff does not happen right away. I don't care what your goal is, to lose weight, build muscle, both, doesn't matter. You got to give this thing time, right? So this forces you to just be present and just be, mindful. Obviously, don't be dumb. Don't be sitting there 4 hours a day trying to force things out. Just get in your hour. Try to do what you can and rest up, right? And that's why I love it. So before I actually move on, I have a couple of extra points here. I want to genuinely hear your fitness goals. I don't care if you just want to walk more, get more steps, just eat a bit better. I'm genuinely curious. Leave a comment below with what you want to accomplish physically or mentally 6 to 12 months from now. I think general health is not talked about more enough or as much as it should be in the gaming scene. So I'm seriously interested to hear. Leave that below and I'll respond to what I can with any advice or what I think and kind of go from there. But anyways, number 3, it is the biggest reliever of stress and just honestly a huge positive mental boost. I can't tell you how when I just step out of that gym, no matter how many calls, no matter how many BS fires that I have to put out personally or professionally, and I just walk out of that gym, everything just starts to silence a little bit more. And I've heard a lot of fighters actually talk about this, a lot of MMA guys. It's like when you're getting choked out, I'm not at this stage yet. I really want to get into fighting and MMA and a couple other hobbies, but right now I'm only working out. It's just because the time I've got to spend on the business stuff, but I will really for sure get into fighting stuff. But they talk about like when you're on those mats and you're sparring or you're doing whatever, you're not thinking about like anything. You're just thinking about your opponent and what the hell is in front of you, and it is life or death. Not literally, but in a sense, it's like, dude, I got to face what's in front of me. I don't got anything else, any other time to think about other stuff. The gym is the exact same way. I focus. Phone is on do not disturb. Sometimes I catch myself, scrolling or whatnot, but it's like, dude, I got to get out of this. You just got to snap out of it, right? So that's a huge one. And I don't know. I think just everyone experiences different things with stress and whatnot and different ways to handle it. I think the gym is the common denominator for that, and it's huge. So those are like, there's so many more, but those are my top 3 that I like within seconds, I could type out all of those. And I was like, yep. I knew right away that the gym helps me a ton with those. A bonus one, this is just personal. This is, kind of the ego talking, if you will, but it is basic, like physical attraction, compliments, the physical respect, I get compliments, I wouldn't say every time I walk out, but multiple times a week on just physically looking good. And when you take care of yourself, there's a level of respect that you're automatically given. Now, I may not deserve that. I like to think I'm a half decent person, and I'm friendly and I'm genuine with people, and I give advice where I can. So you can't judge a book by its cover. But when you see a guy who's, physically, even if he is roided up, it's like, well, hey man, you may have cheated a little bit to get there, but you are putting in the work and you are clearly taking in and dialing in your nutrition. So I got to give you that level of respect. It's the exact same with just looking half decent. And I'm not trying to look like some Arnold Schwarzenegger, type bodybuilder. I want to look like a movie star. I want to look like the Henry Cavill, the Chris Evans. I want a nice lean physique, but enough muscle that it's like, hey, I can carry myself. This is, a good feeling kind of thing. So anyways, that's like a total bonus personal one. If I had to give a few like just dead simple tips, like if I was just starting again and what I would do, I would tell myself it's literally just one foot in front of the other. Okay. So if I just got to go out for a morning and evening walk and just get more steps, I'm just going to do that. Right? Tell yourself, or another thing is like, tell yourself, you're just going to try the gym. Just one workout. Just tell yourself, trick yourself if you have to, because I guarantee you'll be hooked if you go a few times, but literally just say, hey, we're going to try the gym just this once. You just need to start and get momentum as quick as you humanly can. That's another business parallel, right? You just need to start. You just need to put one foot in front of the other, even if that's literally. Okay. Number 2, track your calories. I don't care if you're bulking, cutting, it doesn't matter. If you're more intermediate, you probably don't have to do this. Like I know pretty well on a daily basis, almost to like the 10th of a calorie of what is going in my body. But if you're really if you're beginners who want to focus on weight loss or heavy muscle gain and you're really skinny, you need to track your food because it's just an equation of calories, right? It's in and out. If you want to bulk or a cut, a lot of people trying to lose weight underestimate how many calories they're actually consuming and vice versa. A lot of people trying to gain weight are like, I'm eating so much, I'm not putting on weight. It's like, unfortunately, your metabolism is just too damn high. You gotta eat more. You have to consume more food. So that's number 2. And maybe a final one before this video ends off is just a very basic workout program. Okay, you don't need anything crazy. Push-pull legs is a great one. You're hitting all muscle groups. You're not going crazy. I personally go, what is my split? I go Monday, Tuesday, off Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, and then I'll do like a Saturday or Sunday hit just for health and just general like heart health, right? So high intensity interval training, that kind of stuff. It's nothing crazy. If you want a good person to follow, I personally really like Gregory O'Gallagher. I think his company he's got a couple, Kino Body, I think is what it is, Kino Body, and he's really good. He's got some good basic level stuff. I really like Lane Norton as well. A couple of these, fitness guys. But anyways, before this ends, as always, if you've made it this far, I want to see you win. Seriously, leave a comment below with your goals, and we'll talk to you soon. Thank you so much.